Hi friends, this is Denise O'Hara, and I'm going to tell you the story of the week before Easter, which is what we're in now. Today is Palm Sunday, and this is the week before Easter, and there's a lot that happens before Easter, so I wanted to tell you this story. And look what I have, something to help me tell you. Look what's in there, Easter eggs. And they're going to help me tell the story. So I'm going to take egg number 1 out, and there's something inside each one that's going to tell the story. Oh, there's a donkey, little donkey. So on Palm Sunday, which is what today is, Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and the people were all so excited to see him, and they called him King. Their king. They thought he was going to be their king, the kind of king we know about, that sits on a throne and wears a crown and rules the land. But that's not the kind of king Jesus was. But they were so excited to see him, and they were waving their palms at him, and we call that Palm Sunday. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, look. Money. There's coins, silver coins in this one. There were people. Some of the rulers of Jerusalem did not like Jesus, and they didn't want him there, and they wanted him dead. And so they asked one of his friends. They said, if we give you money, will you tell us where we can find Jesus? And he did. He was not a good friend, was he? And so they gave him the money. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, it's a cup, special kind of cup. Well, during this time, this week, there's a special holiday called the Passover. And Jesus and his friends, the disciples, were celebrating Passover. And they were having a meal together, and they were drinking some wine out of the cup like this, and they were having bread, and I'm sure they had other things. But when they were all finished, Jesus said, after I'm dead, every time you drink wine and eat some bread, I want you to remember me. And let's see what the next one is. Oh, praying hands. Look at that. So after dinner, Jesus went by himself into a garden to pray because he knew what was going to happen to him, and he was not happy about it because he knew it was going to be a painful death. And so he went to the garden to pray to God for help in getting through what he had to go through. Let's see what's in the next one. Oh no, here's a strip of leather, and they used it as a whip. And the people, the leaders of this town, sent people to go and arrest Jesus. And they brought him back, and they whipped him with leather straps like that. And they hurt him. And they beat him. And then, oh, this one. It has a crown in it, but it's not a fancy crown, is it? It's a crown of thorns. Have you ever touched a thorn? It's sharp and it hurts. They made a crown of thorns, and they put it on his head because they were making fun of him, saying, if you're a king, here's your crown. He was a king, but not that kind of a king. He's like the king of our hearts, but he wasn't a king with a castle or anything. So they were making fun of him, and they put this on his head, and I'm sure that hurt. Let's see what the next one is. Oh dear. And they put him on a cross, and these are some nails, And they used nails like this, but they were much bigger. And they nailed his hands and feet to the cross. And that's how they killed him. Let's see what's in the next one. Oh, and wow, this is a dice, what you play a game with, right? So while he was hanging on the cross and he was dying, some of the people took his clothes and they threw a dice to see who got to keep his clothes. So I guess they said, whoever has the biggest number gets to have his clothes. That was not a nice thing to do, was it? And let's see what the next one is. Oh, it's a spear. So after Jesus was dead, Jesus could have had God come down and save him, but he didn't. That they wanted to make sure he was really dead. So one of the people there stuck a spear into his side to make sure that he was really dead. And he really was. Let's see what this egg says. Oh, it's a piece of cloth. So there was a man named Joseph of Arimathea who said, I will take his body and bury it. And they buried people in caves at that time in Jerusalem. He said, I have a cave I can bury him in. So they wrapped him in cloth, they wrapped his body in cloth, and they put him in the cave. Oh, let's see what's in this one. Oh, it's a stone. Well, the man who said Jesus had to die, his name was Pontius Pilate. He heard Jesus say that he was going to rise again on the third day, and he did not want that to happen. So he made sure that there was a huge rock rolled in front of that cave so that there was no way Jesus could get out of that cave. But Jesus was dead, so the only way he could get out was with God's help. So let's see what's in this one. Look, it's empty. Because on the third day, when Jesus' friends went to the cave, and they were crying and very upset, but guess what? The cave was empty because Jesus had risen from the dead. And that's what we celebrate on Easter. Jesus rising from the dead. And he's visited with his friends for a while, and then he went up to heaven to live with his Father, but he left behind his Spirit to be with us and live in our hearts, and so that we can learn to live like Jesus. Okay, I hope you have a good Easter and that you get to have some Easter eggs at home. And when you eat your Easter eggs, remember the story of Jesus and how he died for us and then rose from the dead. Okay, bye.